how did you guys kind of meet and get into this?
Well, that is sort of our base of our relationship, I guess you could say. Our background is the paranormal, and we have that to fall back on in our relationship. You know, everybody else has just their basic relationship to work on, right? But we have this as our relationship. So this is how we met. And we had this in common. In fact, on our very first date that we went on, we went to a haunted location to have coffee. So
Do you guys bring this up at parties? Like, are you guys like the paranormal couple?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
although we don't get invited to a lot of parties, we're more inclusive. We like to be by ourselves a lot. So
Us, though, we just love getting away, love exploring Ontario, and see what we pick up from there.
yeah, we cover all of Ontario, so we try to go to different locations, see what we pick up, use our own abilities, and just see what we sense at different locations. We love going to public locations like cemeteries that you can just walk through, sense what you sense. Or if we're allowed to enter buildings, we try to get permission to go to different locations and do live streams or stuff like that for people too. So
We don't script.
Yeah, no.
We just run on what we've learned and what we've done.
I just
and-
run my mouth.
Yeah,
We've all had different experiences too, so I mean,
all of us, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what makes us a good team is that, different experiences and we mash them together and that equals us, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all different parts of like life. Like none of us are the same age.
No.
Oh God, no. You said 20 years? I'll be dead in 20 years.
No,
Do you think I'll be doing this at 80? I don't think so.
maybe. We'll be
You look really great for 60. I don't
we'll,
know.
we'll be in the nursing home.
Are we
together.
you do that together? I'll be ghost hunting in the nursing home.
With the
That would
ghost box,
you
we'll
know
be in
what?
the same nursing home with the ghost box being like, hey, who's still here?
I think as a team we would do that. That would be fun.
we take it, we're all pretty tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do go looking for locations that we know that are haunted, and then also we have people contact us, like their houses and stuff. Do you want to go more on it?
No, that's
Okay.
pretty much it. Yeah, we either email or get emailed about locations.
Yeah, and then there's posts and stuff where I will comment. For example, there's a house that we're supposed to be doing that's from the 1700s.
Yeah.
And I commented that we were a paranormal team and that we'd come out and look. And so we've been in connection. So what I do is once I make the connection, I will add Sheena and then I will leave the chat. So that because when we go to any investigation, I don't want any information at all. For the most part, ghost hunting doesn't scare me.
No.
There was one, actually the location that we're going to next week. That's gonna be fun. Because I had a creature came out at me.
What is a creature?
The best way that I can describe him was which I've never watched Lord of the Rings, but he kind of looked like, what's the name of it? Gollum. Gollum. Except for his ears were pointier, his teeth were pointier, he had a little bit more hair, and so I was playing peekaboo with the little guy, little blonde boy, and then so he went away, and out came this creature. And that was like really my first experience with something like that, negativity, of that negative feeling, I should say, vibration. And I ended up calling in some archangels to help me to clear his energy.
What's it like growing up with a medium for a sister?
She didn't always kind of broadcast like the abilities. Like that's something that came a little bit later. But it's definitely interesting walking down the street and when she will give a reading to a random person because somebody they've lost is reaching out. So she'll go up to a random person and be like, hey, I'm sorry, but do you know Tim? And then they'll have a whole thing, and it's kind of interesting, but it's not enough to make me a believer, but it's compelling to because she'll have all this information and she's never met this person. They're literally somebody we've just met on the street walking by or going for a walk, and it's somebody that they've lost that reached out through Lisa. It's kind of crazy. Like, you can't just go to a place and be like, oh, it's haunted, and guaranteed get an experience. That's just not how it works. But
so like
I wish it
our
did.
team is kind of like tuned up. So when we have general like public stuff, it's harder to sync up with everybody's energy, because people coming in can be like skeptical. People coming in can be like over believers, and they can expect that anything that happens is paranormal. And it's just there's got to be somewhere in between, but you can get the whole gambit, right?
I think the reason I like this group so much when I first started was everything is looked at as, okay, that's not paranormal. Let's figure out how it isn't paranormal. And it's not really classified even close to paranormal unless we can't think of a single reason why that would happen. So everything's done on the basis of that's not. But if we can't explain it, maybe it is. It's not just automatically assumed, oh look, that fan fell over, must have been a ghost pushing it. It's not like that.
Places will actually email us and ask us to come investigate. Or we will, at events like the presentation we're doing tonight, we'll have like a sheet where it's like, got a place of interest, like write it down. And so I will like cold email them and be like, hey, you know, we're doing a presentation and this location was listed on our places that people were interested in. We would love to come investigate if you'd like, you know, for us to come. So we'll do it that way, and it's just if they want it, if they're interested. And a lot of times I've had people go, oh my gosh, somebody wrote our name down. We would love to have you guys because we've been talking about this forever, but we just didn't know how to approach it.
You still enjoy watching paranormal movies, or is it just like you're picking them apart for?
No, I picked them apart. I watched Paranormal Activity back in the day, and I could not. Couldn't do it. I don't watch those kind of movies because, for me, I call it the Hollywood effect. They have to sensationalize and make it creepy and bring those people in to get the money that they need out of the movie. If they don't do it, then they're not going to get the ratings. They're not going to get that pay from their produce, like none of that stuff. They won't get any of that. And I know a lot of people don't want that sense, like them to like sensationalize everything, but they have to, or else they're never going to get any viewers. Right? And, you know, we're not the type to, like, if it happens, you're going to see it in real time. That's it. Yeah. I'm not repeating it. I've had some places be like, oh, can you repeat that? We need to get it on film. I'm like, right? Like, I can't do it, right? Like, our reactions are in real time. That's it. You don't capture it. But, yeah, no, I can't stand the sensationalization, so I can't watch those movies. I can watch the ghost shows because I know I'm like, that's ridiculous. But, like, movies and stuff like that, yeah.
One of the things we say a lot to people is that it's not like you see on TV.
No.
It's not just, you know, like quick where everything's one on top of the other. Takes a long time. It can take sometimes 2 or 3 sessions to actually gather enough evidence.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like we're going in there and suddenly pictures are flying off walls. You know, there's all these voices
That's
being
not how it works.
knocking on walls. It takes a lot more than that, because it takes energy for them as well to be able to do these things, and their energy is limited. They have to recharge.
Yeah.
You know, just the same as we do.
Every time I come here, it's more active and active and active and active and active.
Yeah.
Every time I come.
Yeah.
There's always something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always something we've missed.
Yeah. And you'll always get, you won't necessarily get the repeat performance each time. It'll be different.
Yeah.
Usually it starts off like, you know, we go on a tour with like the people, we kind of, you know, learn the lay of the building or the land, and then we will like pick places that we want to like really spend time and investigate. And usually it's dark, it's quiet, you know. A lot of the times we find that if we focus solely on collecting evidence, we don't get anything. So if we just sit back and have a little like conversation, joke about something, have a laugh, things start happening because we're not focused. We're not solely focused on that. Or you could be like me, and I went to the Hinsdale house in New York there in the summer, and everybody else is up, and I'm passed out on the couch, sound asleep. I was having the best sleep of my life until the bat. There was a bat in the house, and I was sound asleep, and everybody else started screaming. So of course I like crack an eye, like, oh my god, I missed an apparition, right? No, it was a bat. I had to get up and get the bat outside. Yeah, we're not afraid of the dead people. It's the living things that fly that our team is afraid of.
The paranormal community for this stuff. Does everyone get along, or is it? No.
They say they get along, but there are some that do, and a lot that don't. There's a lot of jealousy. There's a lot of competition, regardless of what anyone says. We've been the subject of a lot of jealousy and competition, and just like anything, you got to take it as it comes. We are a group of mostly women. I got 3 guys on the team. When we go out, it is usually women and one of the guys, usually Ryan. But in the past, there was other teams that were mostly men who were very upset that we were getting places and they weren't. Very upset that we were doing well and they weren't. So, and then you've got other teams who want to be us and they will use our name to get into places until these people find out they're not part of our team. And then the trouble starts. But there shouldn't be no competition because we're all in it for the same reason. But, unfortunately life is life and there's competition everywhere, so.
I mean, realistically, when was the last time you saw 2 paranormal groups together investigating? You don't see it. It's not that we don't get along. I think we would be totally open to that.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't happen.
And well, for us, they'd have to have the same, morals. Our values and everything need to align, right? Like, putting us with a team that wants to go in and provoke and bully is not going to be good because that's not how we work. To go in with a team that thinks everything is paranormal without looking at anything else is not going to work for us either. You're going to butt heads the second you start. And, everybody has a different way of investigating, which is fine because there's so many different ways to investigate. But to have those consistent conflicts, it just won't work.
We lived in a place in Cambridge, Ontario, and this is what we went into national TV with under Paranormal Survivor. And we talked about the spirit that we encountered there in that house. And basically what happened was that spirit in that house chose us to live there. We always drove by that location in Cambridge, and we were always drawn into that area for some reason. We didn't know about the house before, but at that time we were looking to move to a new location from where we were, and that house came up under the searches where we were looking. So we thought, well, we'll check it out and see what happens, and everything just lined up for us to get it. And it worked out really well. We were enjoying living there at the time. And the very first day that we moved in, something started happening there. The first thing that happened there was we weren't fully moved in yet, so there were still obviously boxes and stuff like that. Nothing fully set up, empty rooms, all that kind of stuff still. So I had to still go to work that day, the first day we moved in. So I was getting ready in the morning, all that kind of stuff. And I go to look for my keys for the car to leave. I knew I had set them on an empty counter in the kitchen. They were there all night, the night before. They were there in the morning. But when I went to get them and leave, they were gone. Off the counter. There's nothing else on that counter. So it's not like they're just hiding somewhere. So I'm frantically looking around trying to find my keys because I just moved to a new location. I got to get to work still and all that kind of stuff. And we just said, okay, enough with the keys. Please put them back. Still looking around for another few minutes. Went back. They're back there in the very middle of the counter. So explain that one. I don't know. That kind of stuff is what kept happening in that location to us. And from there, we decided to do some research on the property. And we know a bunch of mediums that we work with. So we had some friends of ours come over, check the place out, see what they picked up, that kind of stuff. So one of our medium friends at the time picked up a boy spirit in the home. In fact, they picked up about 3 spirits altogether in that home. But the boy spirit was the most active, and that was the one that was causing the mischief around the place. So then we decided to do some more research on the name. The medium picked up the last name of the boy, which was Jackson. So we took that, did some research around, see what we could find out about Jackson in that area. And what we found out was there was this boy that lived there, and he actually drowned in a boat accident on the Grand River that goes right by there. And the boat flipped over the dam that's right there along the river by the bridge in Cambridge. And at that time, they didn't search for the bodies or anything right away. They actually left that till a day or two after the accident. So his body floated downriver, and they didn't find him. And we think what happened was he floated down the river, found our location at the time in that house, and we found out that used to be his grandparents' property. So we think what happened is his spirit, as it went down the river, saw something it recognized, got off at that spot, and stayed there. And we found out later on where he was buried and everything, found the family plot, the tombstone, which is in the Mount Hope Cemetery, right behind our location in Cambridge, the big cemetery in Cambridge. And on his tombstone, it says Andrew Jackson passed away from drowning in a boat accident on the river, on the tombstone. So for the medium to pick up his last name, for us to do the research and putting the dots together and finding out from articles and newspapers and things like that, we researched what happened to him, and finding his tombstone that verified on his tombstone saying how he passed away. That was pretty amazing. So we think his spirit was trying to tell his story through us.
Once people say, oh, we should get actually your autograph because of what we do, I basically turn around to them and I say, well, let you know, we already are celebrities within the spiritual paranormal world, but for everyday person, we're not.
Yeah, we're just everyday people that experience the paranormal and want to share and teach others that have experiences what they've been through. So we love helping people in the paranormal field is what we do.
Above all else, it's about finding that excitement and finding that evidence and having fun with the people and the team that we're with. So it's also about enjoyment. Like, you can really find joy in getting little pieces of evidence and sharing that with each other and having people that we can share our experiences with and going and looking for other experiences. And I think that's super special. And anybody that can make that sort of bond, or anybody that wants to go out and try that for themselves, I encourage that. And I think that it's a really smart thing to do, to follow your curiosities and really find out more.
Like we say, we don't treat ourselves like experts. Like, I'm not talking down to you. I'm going to talk at you and let you talk back to me the exact same way. Like, we don't talk down to others. We're not like, we know more. Like,
no, we all kind of chip in with ideas. I think that's the main thing. Like, I go, I don't know, did I hear that? Did you hear something? But we don't, oh yeah, you know, no, it's like, no, I don't think I did.
Or maybe
okay,
it could be this, or,
you know,
yeah.
Or we'll be in a room, or I'll be in a room and I'll be like, I don't know if I'm really liking being in here. But again, I don't push that thought onto anybody else to make them think that way. I kind of keep it to myself at some point, and then I'll talk about it after while we're all sitting around just having a conversation. Mm-hmm. And then you learn, I kind of experienced that too. Because then there's no preset notion of what each others are thinking, when we're not feeding off each other and actually creating that environment. We're actually kind of just experiencing it on our own and then sharing it as a group, which I think is a big thing.
And as I say, in a lot of our stuff too, is we're very community oriented. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of these presentations. We want to share what we've done. You know, it's not just for us personally. It's like we're sharing with like the world and, you know, local communities, like history. Like, listen. Like, a haunting is history waiting to be heard. You need to listen, right? Like, tell us your stories. Like, we'll sit and we'll listen, right? Like, we don't look down on you.
No.
Like, it's because you had an experience. Tell us, you know. Maybe one of us has had something similar and we can, you know, connect that way. But yeah, we're very community based. We want everyone to be able to come to these places and visit. Maybe they'll have an experience on their own. If they have ghost walks or things like that, come out and do it. Like, don't just, you know, we want people to really experience life.
There's more to life than the living.
Yeah.
There's more to life than the living.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an end goal to it, for myself personally anyway. It's going to be a lifelong pursuit of finding answers for myself, as well as helping other people understand what they've been through. So there's always going to be somebody that has questions about what they experienced, and I don't think that's going to stop ever. Well, I want answered, what is the paranormal? Like, I really want to find out. I hope somebody gets to the bottom, and I'm not going to say it's going to be me. That's not my goal either. I want the field to open up more widely so that people understand and have more of an open mind to the paranormal. Through us educating people and teaching people what the real paranormal field is, that is one way we contribute to that field. So that's what we feel our work is for. But one of our goals also is to get people less, and there's no offense to people that are in that side of the paranormal, which is the religious side of it, and they see it totally differently than what we see it, which is totally fine, but we're hopefully trying to open more people's eyes to what the real paranormal is rather than what they've been taught. And that's part of our goal.